So I used to go on this app called Soul Swipe. It's
Oh God.
it's like dating for the black community,
Uh-huh.
even though
Yeah.
I'm not black.
Oh.
But I was in there, even though realistically, I'm like, I should have just left it for that community and not, but I loved it.
Were
So
you looking for a black man?
yeah, because that's like
Yeah.
predominantly what like I date, and so
Yeah.
on Hinge, Tinder, whatever, it was always like I had to, and not just black men. It's like it was like people of color. So I always felt like I needed to like scroll through like all the white people.
Yeah.
No, we're
We're
everywhere,
nothing,
bitch.
no shame to
No, all the
No
shame.
shame
It's
for
just-
white for being white
No,
because you
I
are.
am ashamed.
It's not your fault,
I'm so
but like, yeah, but it's just, it wasn't. It's just I just knew what was attracted to, so I'd always just kind of. I liked the fact that there was an app that was like, okay, this is where they're all at, and so the app it was kind of janky, but I loved it anyway. Anyways, my boyfriend was also on the app. He thought the app was just super janky, so he's like, let me see, because he works in like social media and like marketing and stuff, and so he's like, let me see what people are saying about this. And so he goes on Twitter, searches like Soul Swipe, and he finds my tweet that says, "Oh my god, I love Soul Swipe."
So you didn't even meet on Soul Swipe. You
No.
met because you mentioned Soul Swipe on Twitter.
Yes. So it's like I met because of a dating app, but not on the
Yeah,
dating
not
app.
on the dating app.
But still on the internet, but it was
Wow.
Twitter. So formerly Twitter.
Uh-huh.
And then so he, obviously thought it was cute or whatever, and then saw that I had a podcast. It was like back in 2017 when I just started. And so he listened to it, and he also was like worked in radio and broadcasting and was genuinely like a fan of my work. So he tweeted me, was like, "Hey," and like just showed love. Was like, "I think you're super funny, or you and your guest are like hilarious. Like, keep up the good work, whatever." And then we just followed each other. And then in 2020, I DM'd him. And so it was like a few years
Whoa!
before
Oh snap!
anything ever happened. Yeah.
Were you attracted to him off the bat? Were you like, oh, he's cute? Or were you like, oh,
Yeah,
I don't have
but
time?
I just
or...
was like, I was out in the streets doing my own thing. I don't know. You know what I mean? It was just like, and we followed each other, and we always had a lot in common. And I was like, man, I just really feel like I could vibe with this guy,
Yeah.
And so I hit him up, and I was just like, hey, like, if you ever in LA, like, hit
But
me
was this
up.
like 2020, like lockdown?
Yeah, we were in the middle of lockdown.
So then it made like at that point you couldn't go out anyway, so it made sense to connect with
I
a
had
guy
to
on Twitter who lived in the Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that makes more sense. Then.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What inspired you to like do this podcast?
Wow. Because honestly, I was not able to keep a man or a job. Like, I was living in this basement of some random guy I met on Craigslist who was like an older gay man who was like a Trump supporter. And whatever. I
No,
don't,
it's
I don't
my
know.
worst-
I
it's
was
my-
like, I don't know what.
My worst nightmare. I'll cut it,
Right,
Brian. But
right,
my
and-
worst nightmare.
And this was like 2016, so like
OG
I mean,
Trump, the original yeah,
Trump.
Yeah.
But this was like still, I moved in when Obama was still in office. So it was kind of like racism is not a thing,
Mhm.
ignorance. But then being like, oh shit. And then, anyways, so that's a different podcast. That's a different topic.
Brian would love to talk about
Yeah.
it.
Layla will not let me talk
You guys
about
do
it
the
at
politics.
all.
Oh, really? Oh, my
She
boyfriend's
will-
name is Brian.
Oh, really?
Stop. Yeah,
There-
with the
so-
Y. Is yours with
No,
the
with an
I?
eye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
not
with
that
an eye.
exotic. But
We'll bring the Bryans on. You can come on and talk
Yeah.
about politics, and I will go
your
hide in the
boyfriend's black
bathroom.
too?
Yes.
Oh
yes,
yeah, I don't
yeah.
meet that many black Bryans.
Really?
Uh-uh.
They're out there, but they're usually with the Y. But so that's why I'm like, you're. I mean, obviously you're black.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yours with the
Good
nine.
guess. Like,
Good
yeah,
guess.
you really went for it.
I mean,
You nailed it. Yeah.
You really went for it.
Yeah.
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 I mean, nowadays you can't always like assume.
You can't.
Right.
Yeah.
People think I'm Mexican, so I just.
Are you Filipino?
Yeah. Good job.
Look at that.
Oh,
Look at
he
look.
He always
Look at that. We know each other.
Yeah.
And you're
So-
white.
Okay.